Hello there, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about Hurricane Gilbert. Why Gilbert and not Melissa? She was so much worse and left so much more devastation. That is because this video is going to be showing us a history of Jamaica, showing us how resilient and powerful the Jamaican community is, and the Caribbean as well. I want to show our younger generation just how far we have come from since 1988 and show just how much we can rebuild. If we could do it back then, we can do it again. This is not the end of our story. This is a new beginning. So if you are interested in knowing what happened during Hurricane Gilbert, who was in charge during that time, and what were the procedures that had to take place for Jamaica to get back on its feet, tag along with me, for this is going to be an interesting ride. Now, why is Hurricane Gilbert remembered by so many Jamaicans, and why do we compare it to Melissa? Well, Hurricane Gilbert's history in Jamaica is defined by its immense devastation on September 12, 1988. Making it the worst storm in the country's history. It made landfall as a Category 3 hurricane, and its eye passed directly over the island with sustained winds of 125 miles per hour, causing widespread destructions of homes, infrastructure, and the agricultural sector, particularly the banana crop. The storm resulted in hundreds of deaths, left about 500,000 people homeless, and triggered a major public health crisis due to damaged infrastructure and a lack of essential services like electricity and clean water. Hurricane Gilbert claimed 318 lives, mostly in Mexico. Exact monetary damage figures are not available, but the total for all areas affected by Gilbert is estimated to be near $2.98 billion. The countries that were impacted by this hurricane are Mexico, number 1, Jamaica, number 2, Haiti, number 3. Then you will have countries that were least affected: Guatemala, Honduras, Dominican Republic, Venezuela, United States, Costa Rica, St. Lucia, and Puerto Rico. Outer bands of Hurricane Gilbert triggered significant flooding in the Dominican Republic and Haiti. At least 9 people perished in the Dominican Republic as many rivers, including the Yuna, overtopped their banks. The main electrical relay station in Santo Domingo was damaged by the storm, causing a temporary blackout for much of the city. Losses in the country were estimated in the millions of dollars. In nearby Haiti, more substantial losses took place. 53 people died, including 10 offshore. Most of the casualties took place in the southern part of the country. In light of extensive damage, the government of Haiti declared a state of emergency for the entire southern peninsula. Losses throughout Haiti were estimated at $91.2 million. It was recorded that Jamaica was the second country to have the most devastation from Hurricane Gilbert. Hurricane Gilbert produced a 19 feet storm surge and up to 32.4 inches of rain in the mountainous areas of Jamaica, causing inland flash flooding. Prime Minister Edward Seaga of Jamaica stated that the hardest hit areas near where Gilbert made landfall look like, in quotation, like Hiroshima after the atom bomb. The storm left at least $800 million in damage from destroyed crops, buildings, houses, roads, and small aircraft, according to the National Library of Jamaica. However, other sources such as the Monthly Weather Review and the National Hurricane Center estimated that Gilbert caused almost $2 billion in damage in the country. Additionally, the Regional Disaster Information Center placed the damage total at $4 billion, with agricultural impacts representing more than 40% of this figure. So back in 1988, Prime Minister Edward Seaga initially stated that the damage reached about $8 billion, but he later lowered his estimate to $818 million to $1 billion while speaking to Parliament. Regardless, Gilbert was listed as the most destructive storm in the history of Jamaica and the most severe storm since Hurricane Charlie in 1951. Now, in 2025, Hurricane Melissa has topped number 1, Gilbert second, and Charlie third. Edward Seaga described a few districts of Portland and St. Thomas parishes as completely devastated and reported heavy damage in Hanover, St. Catherine, and Westmoreland parishes, including the destruction of hundreds of acres of sugarcane and coconut groves. Estimates of property damage by September 13 reached over $200 million. A breakdown of the $818 million damage estimate reported to the Office of the United Nations Disaster Relief Coordinator by October 11, including $260 million incurred to low-income dwellings, $179 million to agriculture and farming, $106 million to electrical utilities, $89 million to educational institutes, $60 million to fishing and forestry industries, $46 million to factories and hotels, $39 million to transportation and drainage infrastructure, $60 million to government buildings, $14 million to healthcare facilities, and $11 million to waterworks. Government officials initially estimated approximately 100,000 homes were demolished and another 300,000 suffered severe damage or lost their roof, with around 500,000 people, roughly 20% of the population of Jamaica, becoming homeless. However, Jamaican Information Services Director Jane Lewis noted in October that officials believed that the figure was exaggerated. The report to the Office of the United Nations Disaster Relief Coordinator listed 229,300 low-income housing units as damaged and another 10,300 as destroyed. Reconnaissance flights over remote parts of Jamaica reported that 80% of the homes on the island had lost their roofs. More than 50% of National Water Commission facilities suffered some degree of damage. Only one water treatment plant remained fully functional following the storm. Around 95% of health facilities experienced structural impacts, with over half, 55%, being substantially damaged and 2 hospitals destroyed. Hurricane Gilbert damaged at least 85% of schools. The country's banana crop and poultry industry were also virtually wiped out. 2 people eventually had to be rescued because of mudslides triggered by Gilbert and were sent to the hospital. The 2 people were reported to be fine. No planes were going in and out of Kingston, and telephone lines were jammed from Jamaica. As Gilbert lashed Kingston, its wind knocked down power lines, uprooted trees, and flattened fences. On the north coast, 20-foot waves hit, forcing hotels to be evacuated in the popular tourist destination. Kingston's airport reported severe damage to its aircraft, and all Jamaican-bound flights were cancelled at Miami International Airport. Dam Press stated that Edward Seaga, Prime Minister of Jamaica, described shelters in Kingston as appearing to have adequate supplies, but that food should be airlifted to inland communities left isolated due to the impassable roads. Within a few days of Gilbert's landfall, Edward Seaga viewed damage across Jamaica with U.S. Ambassador Michael J. Soterhus and United States Agency for International Development, that's the USAID, Director William Joslin. United States Navy cargo planes quickly sent water storage tanks and roof covering made of plastic. Additionally, USAID donated relief supplies with a monetary value of nearly $400,000, including 9,600 blankets, almost 4,000 water jugs, 360 plastic sheeting rolls, 200 tents and 18 water tanks, and 10 chainsaws. On September 15, the European Economic Community, EEC, agreed to allocate $728,000 to Jamaica. The European Economic Community also announced their intentions to send an initial shipment of about 16,000 blankets and 500 plastic rolls. But even though things were coming into the country from Europe and from the US, Jamaicans wanted supplies, items, food immediately. And because of this, incidents of looting were reported in the aftermath of the storm, especially at grocery stores and supermarkets, with the total value of stolen items exceeding 51.2 million Jamaican dollars. Because of this, the government enacted a curfew in the capital city, Kingston. The police were able to recover approximately $2.5 million Jamaican dollars worth of goods. The next year after Gilbert, on January 15, 1989, Edward Seaga called the next general election to be held on February 9, allowing for the shortest possible time for campaigning. Although a market research service limited poll from November 25 to December 2, 1988 noted that 53% of respondents favored Siaga handling recovery efforts versus 38% for opposing leader Michael Manley, election polls around that time indicated that Manley's People National Party led Siaga's Jamaica Labour Party by a margin of about 10%. Gilbert was the most intense tropical cyclone on record to strike Jamaica until it was surpassed 37 years later by Hurricane Melissa with a wind speed of 185 miles per hour and a pressure of 892 millibars.
Purchase your tracks today.
In Jamaica, dancehall DJ Lovinder released a single called Wild Gilbert a few days after the storm. It was the fastest selling reggae record in the history of Jamaican music. Here's a clip of what the song is like.
Wild Gilbert. Well, Gilbert, you're gone. No, we can chat behind your back. Wild Gilbert, want to come in my room. We sweep up song with me broom. The liquor dog love to see such fun, and the dish you run away with. Come now, come now, come now. Who no see me dish? Who no see me dish? Anybody who no see me satting like the dish? Who no see me dish? Who no see me fire?
Gilbert was a wake-up call for Jamaica and other Caribbean countries to take hurricanes seriously and prepare for their potential impacts. Here are some of the lessons learned from Hurricane Gilbert. Number 1. The importance of having accurate and timely weather information and forecasts to warn the public and take preventive actions. Number 2, the need for having effective disaster plans and policies that involve all stakeholders and sectors. Number 3, the value of having adequate resources and capacities to respond to emergencies and disasters. Number 4, the benefit of having strong coordination and collaboration among local, national, and international actors. Number 5, the role of public education and awareness in enhancing disaster risk reduction and resilience. And number 6, the significance of having social support networks and community participation in disaster recovery. Since the passing of Hurricane Melissa, it has been confirmed that over 30 Jamaicans were found dead, and a lot of people have gone missing. Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness vows to devote, quote-unquote, all our energy to a strong recovery. The town of Black River, the MP says, is totally destroyed. One woman tells the BBC she has been unable to reach her aunt there, saying, "I know something is not right." The Jamaican Prime Minister expressed, after viewing the town of Black River, he expressed how truly heartbreaking it is to see the devastation left by Hurricane Melissa. But he also stated that the spirit of the people remains unbroken.
Yup, guys, we have completely lost the roof. I need enough chopper. Whew. Yeah, guys, roof gone. Roof is gone. Inside the house is soaked.
Hello, my people. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I hope that it came to some use to you, that it could educate you about Hurricane Gilbert from 1988 and how similar it is to Melissa of 2025. So this video I'm showing here is actually my home. The roof came off, and so we're a bit desperate, like many other Jamaicans. We're having a hard time, but we still give God thanks for life. I'm just asking from the humility of my heart, if anyone is out there, like my fellow followers or anyone who is watching, if you could donate something, even a little change like $5 or even $1 would be fine. Anything will be appreciated that could help with this hard time. The link is located in the description box below, and there's also a link that is there for people who would like to donate to Jamaica or the government. So you can just check the description box below and you will see. If you feel like you would like to help out in these difficult times, please do. God bless you. Thank you for being here. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you so much. Until next video.